Oh hey, didn't see you there. Just scrolling through my phone, minding my own business on Instagram, and I saw that a lot of you guys had some really quality questions. So let's deep dive on some of those today. Here we go. Question number 1 from Kashav. He asked, where to get started on gaining exposure for your photography and videography work? Really good question, one that's also kind of difficult to answer short, but if I had to do so, I would say let your work speak for itself. If you put out good work for your clients, they're gonna recommend you to their friends will recommend you to their friends, and then all of a sudden you have a really solid client basis. That's kind of how Namara's grown organically, and I'm sure it'd work for you too. Question number 2 from Alexa. She asked, beginner camera recs, parentheses for vlogging / regular photos. If you're balling on a budget, I'm going to immediately recommend the Red Raven. It's pretty affordable. It's out there for any beginner. No, I'm just kidding. Don't mess around with that. What you really want to get is yourself a Sony APS-C series. These crop sensor cameras are a lot cheaper than the full frame equivalents like the A7, what we're shooting on right now, but they produce some top-notch imagery. Throw up some of my old footage from this 6500 right here. Nowadays you can get the 6600 or the 6400 for definitely under $1,000 and get yourself a pretty professional setup for a nice price. So that's what I'd recommend for photos, videos, vlogging, anything. If you want to be a creative, shoot Sony, don't shoot Canon. This. Question number 3 from Joe Eddy. What's up, Joe Eddy? What about Namara inspired you to pack up your life and move to Austin? I didn't pack up my life and move to Austin. I was already here at the University of Texas when I met the guys at Namara. But what inspired me to drop out and work full-time here at this company is just kind of the work environment and the team. When you find like-minded individuals that are just as passionate about the things that you're passionate about, it's just completely inspirational. And that sounds generic and that sounds like straight BS, I know. But really when you wake up every morning and you love what you do, then everything else is kind of obsolete. And for me, college, somewhat obsolete, and then working full-time, creating videos, starting our company, it's everything that I wanted to do, and I did it. Question numero 4, bilingual here too. Kyle Sockwell asks, how does an FPV simulator compare to flying FPV in the real world? We're gonna do a lot of FPV videos on the channel because that's pretty much all you guys ask me about these days. I think I'm the only FPV pilot here in Austin. You know, if you are an FPV pilot here in Austin, drop a comment, let's link up. But as far as I know, I'm the only one doing it. So comparing a simulator to real life, they're really not that similar at all. The sim on the computer is a great way to get a hang of controls and kind of learn the dynamics of flying in this new way, but in real life, you can't simulate the adrenaline, the fear of hitting cars, trees, power lines. I've hit them all, trust me. So there's really no way to just jump in and learn FPV other than crashing. The simulator, like I said, it's a great tool, but to actually learn this new skill, like you just have to get out there and do it. Question number 5 from HTX. I don't know how to say your name, I'm really sorry. But he says, or she says, do you plan out your shots and transitions before filming and make a storyboard, or do you just film and keyframe motion in later? I would say the short answer, yes, everything is planned out. When you're on sets with these clients and you have actors and you have limited time in the studio or wherever you may be shooting, you can't afford to just wing these things. Everything has to be kind of procedural and already planned out. But talking about keyframing in motion later, that's always an option to spice up your edit. There's really no limits when it comes to post-production. If I think that something belongs, then you can always add it later. But it's always best to get it right in camera. Question number 6 from Jinspal. She asked, I'd love to hear your recommendations on what programs to use as a beginner in videography. Whatever program you have. We use Final Cut, sometimes Premiere, sometimes After Effects. But iMovie is a fantastic free solution for beginners to get the grip of the kind of basics and the fundamentals of video editing. And until you're ready for a more professional software, iMovie is the go-to for sure. Question number 7, last one for the day. Eurolover Dalian asked, how are your ideas generated for projects? Well, here at Namara, what we do is just good old-fashioned creative brainstorming sessions. It's getting everybody who's involved on the project in the room and just throwing stuff at the wall until something sticks. And then kind of gather everything that was half-decent idea and then refine that, hone that in until you all agree on a specific one that you want to pursue and produce. You go and pitch that to the client and hopefully they say yes. If they don't, kind of back to stage one and you do it all over again. But yeah, that's what we do here at Namara. I don't think it's necessarily the correct answer or the only way to creative brainstorm, but it's what works for us and it's how we've come this far in our company. So maybe it will work for you too. So all really good questions from you guys. Had fun just rapid fire answering those for y'all. But our goal is obviously to dive deeper on all these subjects and topics and give you guys insight on how rather than just why. You know, how I color grade photos, how I edit videos, how we actually use our cameras to get cinematic looking footage. So stay tuned for all those videos in the future, and until next time, cheers.